I want everyone to know, when Topher's video went around corporate, it was amazing the response I received of people that wanted to see me get out there and fall repeatedly and repeatedly. So we're working on that. Hands free. So, actually, this is a very serious topic, and we've received a lot of feedback from people about the rating and the promises of have some chemicals and get a Beamer and all this stuff. And we're listening, and I want you to know that Jemima is out there every day patrolling this. I'm out there and we take this extremely seriously. So what we've decided to do is we are going to update the PMP with two very important concepts. One is non-solicitation. We have a zero tolerance on non-solicitation. Yes. You guys are leaders. You guys are all part of compliance. It's not Jemima, it's not just me. You guys are all part of compliance. We need you to help protect your downline. So if Carl sponsored me, which I keep trying to get him to do, Facebook, and someone goes to Carl and says, hey, there's this great opportunity, you can poison people or whatever you want to do and get rich overnight. And Carl goes, look, you know what? My thing's Beachbody, I'm very dedicated, I'm helping people, this is what I do, no thank you. You know what they're going to do. The next thing, if Carl says no, is they're going to go to me, and they're going to go to everyone else down the downline. So this is critical to protect your downline. That's why we're doing this. You guys work very, very hard. You guys invest a lot of time.
Let me address that. Because when I found out some of the things that were happening, that people in our own organization were calling down the organization, saying, hey, why don't you join this thing as a startup and you can be at the top of the thing, whatever. It's totally fine for people to want to build their business, just not within these ranks, because we're trying to build something here. Here's why I would take offense to that on your behalf. It's because, okay, let's say I'm a coach and my upline calls me up and says, hey, look, I want to get you on a three-way call. I think this can be hot. We can do it as a sideline to the thing. And I say, hey, no, look, I'm treating my business like a business. And with 200 million people sick in this country, I think I can do a lot of good with this. It's not, I want the money, it's not just about the money, but I want to focus on building this. Let me tell you something, as a businessman, my business thrives the more I focus. Every time John and I said, hey, let's get into this. Early in the business, we actually did a little, we did a entertainment deal with somebody that were shooting TV concerts around. We had a little bit of success. We took a couple $100 grand and we bet with that company. Gone, man. And not only was that money gone, but it took our eye off the ball of the business at large. That competition is competition. You take your eye off the ball for a second and look at the cheerleaders, and the guys are going to run down the field. Tommy, am I right? And here's a guy that loves to look at cheerleaders. Sorry. But I know it's true. So my point is that, look, that upline that I trusted, that I put my faith in, if they come to me and say, hey, would you like to do this? And I say no, which is totally fine, no offense, no foul, whatever. But the thing that started to bother me when I thought about this is, wait a minute, now that guy's going to start to call my downline. Well, I'm trying to get the 15-star diamond. And he's going to start to take his eye off the ball with no harm, no foul, just get in early so you can do this, have this little sideline thing because it's going to grow big and blah, blah, blah. And then he says no, and then he's going to go down to that other lady that I helped him bring in. I spent hours on a three-way call trying to get this lady in. She's in Mississippi, where they're the biggest people in the country. And we're, you know, he's going to start like tugging at the string on a sweater. What's the big deal? All of a sudden, you know, you're wearing a dickie. In the sweater form, I'm talking. So that's why this non-solicitation is so important. That I want to know about it if it happens. Legal wants to know about it if it happens, because we're not going to stand for it, because we're not going to let somebody else who can't keep their eye on the ball, who's not looking to lead. Look, it's okay if they want to go do it. I really am okay with that. This is about you achieving your goals to lead a healthy, fulfilling life. I'm not telling you how to live your life, but don't come in to my house and disrupt what my leaders want to do. Don't do it. 100%.
So again, anytime you see non-solicitation, please let us know. It's not tattletelling, it's protecting your downline. You guys all know Jemima, you guys know me, compliance at Beachbody, we're very transparent. Please protect the organization and the integrity. The second element is going to be if you want to be another MLM. And there's a whole gamut, and the majority of MLMs out there, as you know, have a very strict policy. If you're in another MLM, you can't be in our MLM. Since the day we started this, Carl was very emphatic that you guys are all CEOs, as are you. And you guys are your own CEOs of your company. You guys get to decide what you want to do. And that's one of the best parts of how you guys operate your business. If you want to be in another MLM, you still can be another MLM. The change that's going to happen, though, is the leads that come at the direct expense of the company. Carl works very, very hard. The whole company works very hard to gather these leads. And as you guys know, they're very precious. So for the people that are dedicating themselves to Beachbody, you guys are earning those leads. It's not a punishment. We're not doing this to point fingers at anybody. But again, if you are dedicating yourself to Beachbody, you will continue to get leads. If you want to be in another MLM, you can be in another MLM as long as you don't solicit. And then you just will no longer get leads. So if you guys want to talk about this, we're available afterwards.
Again, we can talk about that. Okay? It's basically the same thing. We do invest a lot of money, literally hundreds of dollars in every single lead that we bring through the door. And there was a lot of resistance within the company when we made the lead program an aspect of how we integrate the coaches into the business. And because we make money on those people that we invested in over the long haul with the business. So, whether it's additional fitness programs, I mean, right now we're promoting obviously P90X pre-orders. If we didn't have the lead program, we would not be exposed to paying roughly half of the revenue that we get from P90X2, what I'll show you is the biggest pre-order launch in the company's history, the biggest really launch in the company's history without being on TV. I would have to share that money with you guys. So it's a trust, right? So we got an email the other day from a coach that doesn't know that compliance is actually signing up and maybe in your people's downlines. And he got solicited. He got it was herbal wrap.
Body wrap.
Yeah, it's a body wrap thing. It's like, hey, and it literally started, I'm your P90X coach. I hope you're doing really great. And I want to introduce you to a great new opportunity for herbal wraps. And, I was using an email address that we had passed on to her, right? Now you can imagine the co-founder, John Compton, who has been working so hard to build a beauty business, his disgust with me when he heard about this email. So we decided that we really needed to draw a line right there. And that lead program is an investment that we make. And again, if there's another MLM that you feel that it's an important part of your life, or you've got, frankly, some leaders from other MLMs will want to come over and join our business. And we don't want to punish them. We want real leaders here. So we don't want to we don't want to ask them to have to make a decision that they have to leave that other thing. It's just, we're not going to pass them leads so that they can sell Ignite to them or sell telephones or whatever. We want the leads to be focused so that we get the return on investment there. So that's the line in the sand. I will say that we looked at a lot of options, and in fact looked at what the industry does. The industry in general will be much harsher on this issue, where if somebody's got a 2 MLM household, that they'll, leadership, like somebody who had another MLM in the house wouldn't be allowed to come to leadership or go to Tahiti with us or do all that fun stuff. And again, we decided not to do that. We don't want to be excluding people who we think can be great leaders here, right? I mean, if there's somebody out there who's just kicking butt with another MLM and they want to come over here because they like what we're doing, but they want to try it first and then they're going to grow real fast, we want them here. We want them to get what we're doing. We want to be inclusive. But it's just the lead program that we decided to exclude. So while other companies would exclude those type of situations from these kind of events, we decided not to do that against council's advice.
Thank you.
All right.
Nice.
I got an email last night from Carrie Potts, or this morning. Carrie, you here?
Right here.
Carrie Potts,
Right here. Right here.
So, you know, I'm not sure what we're going to do, you know, protest or whatever, but I thought it would be interesting. And many of you, I've got YouTube videos. Jeffrey, I think, sent me one. And it basically regards the Heart Attack Grill down on Fremont Street in Las Vegas. A lot of locals, a lot of tourists go there. Okay. Anybody who is over 350 pounds in weight gets to eat at the Heart Attack Grill for free. They make hamburgers that are 8,000 calories. Use real butter, real butter fat shakes, French fries made with lard, and the servers, get this, are dressed as nurses, and the owner is dressed as a doctor. Let's just have fun with this problem. The reason I bring that up is that there's two ways to look at the world. Well, there's a lot of ways to look at the world, but in this case, there's two that I'm going to talk about. The two are that this trend of obesity is a foregone conclusion. You know, bring on the chocolate, wheel in the chocolate fountains, and let's just not bother. Let's just not worry about it. I'm just going to worry about how much gratification I can get in my mouth and how much I can enjoy life by what I get to eat, what I get to drink, and sitting on my butt, being basically a brain on sticks covered in fat as I play my video games. Or I can choose to engage in life and feel like for me, for you, for each individual, there's something more possible. And that's the life I choose to live. That's the action I choose to take. It's not our job to save the world. It's our job to save ourselves. People talk about, you know, save the earth. You know, don't pollute. Save the earth. The earth is going to be quite fine. We have to make the earth livable for us. Save ourselves is the point. So everybody in here, you know, I saw you out working out, or I didn't see everybody, but I saw you working out with Brett. I thought it was a terrific workout. I was thinking, like, how exciting is this? That you people are engaging in life, you're engaging in a way that is full of hope. I know of no other way to be happy than when I have hope and when I feel like great stuff is ahead of me versus this is as good as it gets. So I don't know, Carrie or whoever lives in Vegas, I'd set up a little card table out in front of that place with my business cards and my Shakeology and say, enjoy your meal. And when you're ready to turn things around and not want to need the owner of a restaurant to be a doctor, give me a call and I'll help you because I'm putting together a Beachbody Challenge and we're going to start easy. We're going to start things easy for you. And that's what the Beachbody Challenge is about. My goal is to help more people get healthy fast. And P90X2, if we can put that up, is going to be such a massive example of how your work, literally what Team Beachbody coaches are doing, that is raising the bar. Okay, Turbo Fire in the first 30 days sold a little over 10,000 units. It was like mind-blowing. That was the biggest launch in our history. And then Asylum did just about the same in its first 30 days, okay? A little over 10,000. We were like, oh my gosh, this is really great. We want to talk about how much impact you are already having and how you can put groups of people together for Beachbody challenges so that we reach what my goal is for the next 12 months, which is to get 1 million people into Beachbody challenges over the course of the next 12 months. And that's a real goal, by the way, and that I'm shooting for. This is P90X2. I can tell you that since that slide, we have now crossed over, I believe it's about 46,000 units of P90X2 on pre-order, and we're just getting started. We're going to start hearing about this on ESPN. You're going to start seeing it in print ads that are already blogging about it. There are celebrities that are calling us, asking us for this product so that they can preview it. And in this case, you know, normally we don't give anything away. In this case, in exchange for maybe some Twitter traffic, some Facebook posts, we're going to let these, I'm talking high profile, some of the best athletes in their sport are calling us and asking for this. That is going to put this on the map in a big way. Keep the decibel level up on P90X2 pre-order. Free shipping. I follow everybody who pre-orders P90X2, which is a very big deal. On Twitter, I mean, I don't follow you around. And we're giving away prizes every single week, duffel bags and T-shirts and stuff like that. And one lucky person at the end of the pre-order period, we're going to pull them out of a hat. And Tony Horton is going to show up at your door with your box of P90X2. And you'll probably expect a glass of water or something. So P90X2 is going to just show you how we are continuing to innovate the program. And I will also say, though, it's not for everybody. We had a little first-time group at the office. We said, hey, we had the DVDs done, so we had about 20 people. And they did it, and I saw some footage from this, and it was ugly. So, I want to tell you, it is kind of important that you finish P90X first, or RevAds, or TurboFire, or Insanity, or Asylum. Your fitness needs to be there. In particular, your agility and your balance needs to be there if you really want to get the most out of this program. But balance is something that we're also trying to help with. And I'm going to let you watch a video and then I'll talk about it. So if you guys can roll the Tai Cheng video to give a sneak peek on that one.
Introducing Tai Cheng, an entirely unique addition to Beachbody's extensive catalog of workout programs, representing the future of fitness, but based on thousands of years of practice.
The training and the progressions we're going to be taking you through. We're going to make you feel better, move better, perform better, and then look better. Yeah.
Tai Cheng is based on the revered martial art of Tai Chi, but Tai Cheng is taught using Dr. Cheng's breakthrough training technique called dynamic motion control that makes it easy for anyone to learn and master in 90 days. Tai Cheng combines fluid, graceful movements with the science of modern fitness. In 90 days, helping you relieve stress, aches, and pains, while also strengthening your core, improving your balance, and your range of motion.
Tai Cheng is a wake-up call in many different levels. The mechanics of my body, core, flexibility, strength, power, the entire program will give so much to everyone.
With Tai Cheng, my balance got better, my skin got better. I'm walking with my head up. I feel like my body has moved into being more aligned with my young at heart personality.
Dr. Cheng has been practicing and teaching the art for more than 30 years. You'll master 18 no-impact moves, ultimately combining them into one beautiful sequence that will help you feel better, move better, and even look better.
I feel good, and it's not just the body changes, it's the mood and attitude changes that Tai Cheng has brought to me.
My balance, I love the balance. It's fun to move the way I haven't been able to move for the last 10, 15 years.
With Tai Cheng, you'll begin each workout with exercises that recalibrate your body to proper posture and alignment. As your balance, strength, and agility improve, you'll move on to more challenging postures, until finally, you're able to incorporate all 18 essential movements into a powerful yet gentle Tai Chi practice. It's ideal for athletes looking to rehabilitate chronic aches and pains, for fitness enthusiasts who want to establish a strong base of movement to benefit their extreme workouts, and for anyone who wants to stay young and agile for decades to come.
Tai Cheng has been a lifesaver for me. You know, I'm 68, and I love it.
Tai Cheng includes everything you need to help improve your physical capacity and mental acuity. With 13 DVDs, a foam roller, resistance bands, and a nutrition guide and meal planner. It's Tai Cheng, your future, your fitness.
I look forward to seeing you in class.
People were in the elite event yesterday. You got a little taste for how my wife communicates. She'll get up in your grill, and I'll tell you, Mark is the same way. I think, Mike, you've worked with him, haven't you, a little bit? This hip replacement, because of the way he was compensating, had gone down and really destroyed his ankle. You know, because if you have an injury, you start to work around it, the kinetic chain has to shift so you can still operate. And so I said, you know what, I've got a guy who's going to work with you and is going to just clear all that up. So I connected these two. Mark like communicated with the guy just a little bit, and he called me and was like, I'm not working with this guy. He can't follow direction. But he really needs to, he really needs the help. He's a big TV star, to be good for your career. I don't care, I'm not working with that guy. He's like the Tai Chi Nazi. No Tai Chi for you. But you know, it works. It works in this. You need a guy. It's not about this Zen, wear your pajamas in the park and do slow moves. This is really a martial art in and of itself that helps you figure out what your balance is, how to maintain your agility. I said this at Summit, that my dad had hip replacement surgery, and I realized I got nothing I can prescribe to my dad. And that was when I made the decision that I needed to put something in the catalog that it's not going to guarantee him, you know, a body transformation in 90 days. It's not going to guarantee him that he's going to lose 50 pounds. What he needs is to be able to, you know, walk through the kitchen. You know how there's a threshold at the door, right? He needs to be able to walk through the kitchen, change his mind, and catch an edge on the threshold and catch himself. Rather than, you know, we're all, you know, over time, you're walking straight. And as you get older, walking straight is no big deal. But then when you need to go, oh, I forgot my keys. And then you catch something, you know, where you miss that step. If you're not in the habit of maintaining your balance and having a reaction there, which is what Tai Chi is so about, because you're always moving slow, and your whole body, he calls it the neural reboot, that basically is getting everything to remember how to control itself slowly and in line, and then it does it faster. We have been more deliberate and diligent about what the process of these 90 days are than any other product that we put together. It's 13 videos, but I think it's 20-something like workouts. And you go through it almost like you progress through colors, almost like a black belt, you know, or you're getting a belt in karate. And when we say that this is good for fitness enthusiasts too, this guy, you do not want to mess with him when it comes to real working out, whether it's kettlebells or hardcore resistance training. This guy is an animal, but he's an animal with less effort because of the way his kinetic chain is constantly in balance, constantly in line. I mean, I was talking to him in the parking lot before one of the shoots, and literally we're talking, and it was like, man, he must not be listening to me, because he was literally like this. And I thought, he's either about to clock me, or he's lining things up. He was lining things up. Turned out he didn't. Dr. Bill, are you in here by any chance? Bill Wheeler? I will tell you, and I hope I'm not trumping anything he was going to say, but this guy was supposed to go in for double knee replacement surgery, bone on bone in both knees. Did 90 days of Tai Chi and is now walking pain-free with no surgery. I got to tell you, this program, I had high hopes for it. I had high hopes that it was going to open up the catalog for us so that we did have a product for our parents, or we had a product for people who, you know, they aren't P90X people, or they're not even Slim 6 or 10-minute trainer people. They just need something that can start them slow and give them back their mobility and agility. And I got to tell you, when this comes out, it's going to be in February. It's a lot of DVDs to finish up. But when this comes out, it is far better than I even hoped. It's a great program. You're going to love it. But some of us still want to get our sweat on. Some of us in the room would like to really blow it out. There happens to be a program that has swept the entire world, yet somehow forgot the United States. And we've been talking to these guys for quite some time. You might have seen it in the video in your hotel rooms. So we'll roll a little video on a program that's coming out this December, late December. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Les Mills Pump.
Introducing the latest addition to the Beachbody catalog. Built by trainers across the world, is the fastest way to get in shape.
Welcome to Les
Mills Pump.
Are you swimming?
Les Mills Pump, the world's fastest way to get in shape.
Good! Oh, if you want results, you've got to work for it.
Based on the world's most popular class.
Stay with me on this one.
Les Mills Pump is based on Body Pump, a program that's taught in over 14,000 gyms in 75 countries around the world to 6 million people per week. We assembled the cast of the world's best pump trainers, and they're going to get you pumped at home.
Woo! You deserve these results for being here.
Les Mills Pump is a revolutionary high-rep, high-intensity barbell-based program that will transform your body and your life.
All right, just find your breathing.
It's more repetitions with lighter weight. That's what gets that lean, sexy, sculptured look from your body and your muscles.
2, 1, and rise. Les Mills Pump uses a breakthrough training technique called the rep effect that turns traditional weightlifting on its head.
The rep effect is the thing that will get you lean, mean muscle fast.
I know you're starting to feel that rep effect. Hold on, guys.
The rep effect uses high rep training with low weight loads to push your body beyond what you think it's capable of. You'll incinerate calories, shed fat at a rapid pace, while building long, lean, sexy muscle without the bulk. If you were counting, you'd notice you're doing 800 reps in some routines, but all you'll notice is that you're burning as much as 1,000 calories an hour. The Les Mills Pump Kit will include 7 DVDs, 2 sets of weights, barbell, safety clips, fitness guide, and nutrition guide. Everything you need to get started in your own home. The next hot workout at Beachbody is one of the hottest, fun, and effective programs of all time. Beachbody brings you Les Mills Pump.
The wow factor of Les Mills Pump will have everyone talking and do wonders for your business.
A couple of things about that. I said one thing wrong, that it missed the United States. It just hasn't been as pervasive in the United States as it is in Europe and other areas. But actually, there is presence for Les Mills in many gyms around the country. In fact, if you happen to go up to the Nike campus, I'm told that it is the most popular class taught on the Nike campus. Like, you have to sign up for that 2 days in advance. There's a line around the building. So it really is a great class. I was at the rehearsals for this. We shot it in New Zealand. I couldn't be there for the shoot, but I had to be in the south of France. But it is so cool to watch. Like, I'm really excited about doing this. It's straightforward. Some people who will be a little intimidated by P90X2, or it's not quite their thing, they're going to love this program. You're really going to like this program. I also want to say that because of its presence here, it's totally okay for you to recruit people who love Les Mills Pump into the home program, for you to represent this product, because when we come out with it, I want to tell you, and it's not, we haven't formalized what the price is. It's going to be somewhere between $250 and $180 for the full kit, because it's got the equipment in it and all that kind of stuff. So we're still figuring out what the offer is going to be, but similar to the way that we launched 10-Minute Trainer, if you recall, we tested multiple price points on TV for 10-Minute Trainer, and we gave the network the lowest price that we were testing while we were testing it, but then when we settled on a higher price, I think we came out at $60, and then we settled on $80, I think. This is going to be the same. We're going to offer this, we're going to bring this out to the coaches at the lowest price while we're testing all 3 price points on TV. Okay, so that'll be a short window, because once we figure it out, if we can get the higher price, the higher margin, it gives us more media exposure. If we get more contribution to media, we're going to do it. But I'm just saying, when it comes out, it should be, we're shooting for mid-December, but it's a real crunch time. And literally, last night you guys were all out having fun. I was reviewing the fitness guide last night. It is a 90-day program, but it's not sold like that. Similar to Turbo Jam, which we don't sell as a 90-day program per se. It's just a catalog. It's a thing you put in. But we've got a 90-day calendar in the program. But we're really not going to sell it based on 90-day results per se, because we're success stories from all over the world that have lost just outrageous pounds and gotten in incredible shape, including the people that developed this. But it wasn't done in a format that is authentically a 90-day program, so it's not going to really be sold that way. Now, here's something that I don't want to stress too much, but it's kind of an exciting development coming up, and something that in, let's say, March of next year is going to be something that you're going to get to talk about. But we wanted to give you some insight on it. You're going to start to hear about it, and it's really a new chapter in what and how we're evolving so that we can be what my personal goal is, that when people think fitness, when they think weight loss, when they think wellness, Beachbody comes to mind. You know, for years, when you think sneakers, you think Nike. When you think coffee, you think Starbucks, right? That's what a powerful brand does. So to have a comprehensive component and aspect to the business, we're constantly looking for how do we expand the catalog. That's why we come up with things like Tai Chang. And so, you know, many of the programs that we're working on are developed so that we expand who we're talking to, and that includes what I'm going to mention next. But I do want to make sure that we don't go nuts about this, okay? But it is an exciting aspect. We have noticed that people want to expand their experience or go deeper with their P90X experience. We've also noticed out there that there are gyms, that there are trainers representing that they are doing the P90X program without any sort of training, without even knowing what P90X is. So that's why next March we're going to be launching P90X certification. Now look, it's coming 2 phases, which actually can have a very great benefit for your business. Because the first phase is qualification. Second phase is certification. So anybody who's done an online type of course, anybody can go through this, what we expect to be a $99 P90X qualification. And that is so that the people who show up to get certified already know what muscle confusion's about. They know what the importance of recovery formula and the other supplements and you know what the names of the DVDs are and so on. So and it actually could make your coaches better at coaching the leads that come through, right? So we're going to open up. I'm not sure, is John or Larry, are you here? Larry, when are we going to open up qualification? Okay, Larry Green is the guy running this business for us. So hopefully in January, we're going to let people start with online P90X qualification. Coaches will earn 10%, no PV, we would just get 10%, basically $9.99, if you get your downline, your coaches, people you know, to become P90X qualified, and you'll get a badge that will go on your Facebook, you know, in front of your car, whatever you want to do with it. But basically, I'm P90X qualified, which will make us, as we continue to drive the brand, better at representing that brand to the customer lead program that comes through. But certification is something that, while it's not a quote-unquote like ACE certification or ISSA certification, where we're teaching you all the fundamentals of physiology and of certification. And there are some good certifications out there and some bad, you know, sort of pretend certifications out there. But what P90X is about is somebody who wants to do this, what we hear is actually a fairly big next wave in fitness, and that is small group fitness training. Not big group exercise. We don't expect people to do P90X to classes of 100, but instead of personal trainers counting reps, 1, 2, 3 for one person, they'll be counting them. They'll have 5 people. Kind of similar maybe to the CrossFit model to a certain degree. That a small group will work together and do their thing in the garage or in the park or even at the gym. It's a way for people to monetize that in a professional way. We do also expect, because of the focus that we're going to have on the importance of nutrition, the importance of recovery formula, which is not just something we want to sell, but it actually helps you get more results, and the importance of Shakeology as a way to cut calories and make sure you're getting appropriate health support as a great breakfast. We do expect that anybody who gets P90X certified would be kind of foolish not to become a coach. So that will be woven into the certification in general, which could also open up a door for you to talk to trainers who would love to be P90X certified, to become a part of this and to become a coach for you. Again, look at how this works into the overall message that we've got this weekend. And that is, you guys can go ahead and put that slide up. That message of the Beachbody Challenge. I want to get 1 million people to take this Beachbody Challenge. Now we're going to get trainers to also put their clients into the Beachbody Challenge. I'm told the URL for this is p90xcertified.com, certification.com. We'll give you the URL when we put it up. We're going to put it up next week. Monday. So Monday, I'll blog it or I'll tweet it or something. This will go up. This is basically an email collector. And as you can imagine, we are going to get quite a bit of demand for this from both internal within the coach business and external from trainers, IdeaFit trainers and so on, who would love to be officially P90X certified, get a P90X certified trainer on their t-shirt, that kind of thing. But here's the good news. Since there are limited spots, we're going to do this in Santa Monica to start. We don't have a current business plan. We expect to eventually, but we don't have a current business plan to do what's called the APD model. Many of the platinum presenters are familiar with that model. We're not ramping out into that kind of model from the get-go until we understand how it relates to the coaching business. But we are going to have as many events locally in the Santa Monica gym. For anybody who's seen that on the second floor, it'll be like a day and a half. Certification will cost $395. Okay, so it's $99 for qualification, $395 for the certification, which is pretty much in line with what the marketplace is out there. A little bit less than a CrossFit, about half, I think, what a CrossFit certification is. It's right about what a TRX certification is in terms of the amount of time that it takes and that kind of stuff. So, but here's the thing I wanted to share. Since we're going to have so much demand for this, we are reserving the spots. I think we're going to do between 30 and 50 at a time. And Larry and his team of the certification team will be doing them, and Tony will have some involvement, and I'll show up sometimes. That since it's so limited in space, we're not expecting this to ramp up to be 15,000, 20,000 people like that, right? Because you want to do it right. That we're going to reserve the the invitations will go out to coaches first for open spots based on Success Club points between now and the end of the year. So here's how it works. Once we announce these dates, starting in January, when we announce the dates, we'll take the top 40, let's say, or the top 50 Success Club point earners. We'll send you an email invitation, say, as one of the high Success Club point earners at the end of the year, you're invited to come get certified. Doesn't mean it's free, you still got to pay, but the slot is reserved for you. You have 3 days to take that reservation, or we're going to open it up to the next bunch of people. So coaches will get the first crack at this before we open it up to the general public. Because I do think that many of our coaches, especially people who are just P90X junkies and want to go deeper, even if you don't want to train people actually, or maybe you're on a fit club and you want to be able to give people to understand what the appropriate body position, how do you make some corrections that weren't maybe even there in the video, or something we've learned since we shot the videos. Now you're going to be able to make those corrections within your fit club, so we're pretty excited about that. And like I said, that's going to eventually ramp up so that we'll be doing that around the country in a more significant way as we start to ramp this up, but we're pretty excited about this. And we're not closed to looking at other programs for this, but right now it's a P90X thing, and I believe it's within a month, maybe 2 months, we're going to make available P90X2 qualification and certification. So that is so that everybody to get P90X2 qualified or certified, you'll have to be P90X certified. So once we get through that first tranche, then we'll open it up to P90X2, which will be a shorter course. I don't know how much that'll cost, but we'll figure all that out. But it's coming in March. We'll announce the dates in January. And if you go to that email collector, you'll be the first to find out about it. But again, get your Success Club points if you're interested in it, because that's the way we're going parse it out. Okay, we're doing pretty good on time. Now, you wonder, why bother? Why bother working so hard right now? I got a good pace, I do want to succeed and everything. I got my good pace and everything going. We do have some fun when we get together, and I wanted to just show you a little more footage. If you haven't seen it on the channel here, I just wanted to show you a little bit of footage on just how special it is to join us on the Chairman's Adventure. So if you guys can roll that video, because it is an amazing trip.
Somewhere off the coast of southern France, an elite group of individuals got the chance to go on the international adventure of a lifetime.
Et aujourd'hui, nous sommes en Provence. Voici la France.
In July of 2011, CEO Carl Deichler invited Team Beachbody's top 10 elite coaches to join him on his Chairman's Club adventure, a biking tour through the south of France.
Here's to you guys as great coaches, and here's to our mission and celebrating it in style. Cheers, everybody. Here we are, one of absolutely the most beautiful places on earth, with some great Beachbody coaches who earned their way here. They worked for it, they earned it, and now they're having an absolute time.
Bonjour, Beachbody.
Bonjour.
Bonjour.
Bonjour. Bonjour.
Bonjour, mes amis, ça va bien? Nous sommes en France, c'est formidable.
And to have an experience like this, coming from where I come from, a small town, Bellevue, Ohio, in the middle of nowhere, this has been a trip of a lifetime.
It was hard work that helped these coaches earn a first-class European vacation with accommodations in some of the world's finest hotels.
If you were to talk to me back in 2008 when I started coaching and asked me, do you think you'd be sitting here on top of a mountain in a 5-star resort? There's no way. It's amazing, man. I just feel so blessed to be in this position right now.
Everything I just learned on this trip is going to change the way I'm going to write the future. And so, it's priceless.
Here looking down actually at the village of Ed, which is where we're going to spend the last 2 nights of the Chairman's Adventure. That place is a very special hotel, which only makes me think, what's Tahiti going to be like? You never know what's in store, but you're definitely not going to find out firsthand unless you put it together right now. Work hard, make the top 10, and be there, because we're having a lot of fun and we want you there. Come join us.
Don't wait to get started on your road to success and a chance to earn a spot on the Chairman's Adventure to Tahiti. This spring, turn your success into a dream trip at the exclusive 5-star St. Regis Hotel and Resort on the exotic island of Bora Bora.
It was really a fantastic trip. I'm not the most social guy. I get to stand up here and I get to talk to all of you, which means I get to talk to none of you, kind of thing. It's like, but hi, Tracy. She was me, so I don't talk to her. I'm just saying, I don't get that much chance in these big events to really sit down and talk to people. But on that event, I got to engage with everybody. Every dinner, we made sure we sat with different people, sat with Mike Ryan and Christina out on this porch with a glass of wine, and Kelly, I'll go through all the names, but Jimmy Hayes Nelson popped his chain for 15 minutes. He and I were trying to figure out the engineering of a French bike. Riding side by side with Tommy, I got to know just every coach there. I got to know you guys, and I just want to tell you, if you're in the hunt for this, get there because it is really special. It's not just about the vacation, it's not about the pretty blue water, but it's about the chance that we really get to spend some very special time together. And I love getting to know you, and it's how I learn about how this business works a little better because I don't get to work the field, but it also gives you a chance to understand what the company's about and what I'm about as a sort of reflection of the company, or the kind of the guy who starts some of the concepts. So if you're anywhere near, look, the downside to working hard, to getting there and not getting there, your business just grew and you made a lot of money. So sorry. But maybe you're going to get there, and maybe you're going to have a trip of your life because, like I said, we are changing the name though, because I didn't want to. I'm not very comfortable about making it about me, the chairman's adventure, because eventually I'm not going to be so adventurous. But I really wanted it to be more about you. So we're changing the name going forward to the Elite Adventure for the still the top 10 elite, and we want you to raise the bar in terms of what it means to be elite. We want you to raise the bar about how you engage in this business, and we try to show you that in the way you're treated on these trips. These are not run-of-the-mill trips, I promise you, and the bonding experience is super special. And one of the stories that I heard on that trip was about Josh Spencer and Tommy Migrant at Summit, where they talked about how they were in the, not last Summit, but the prior one, where they were both at a table and they were looking up at the stage, and they were, you guys had sort of a moment where you looked at each other and you both had that angry look. And if you've ever seen Josh with that angry look, you do not want to be nearby. But I guess these two guys had this look of hunger about them, and they both sort of made this agreement at that point that next year, that next Summit, they were going to be on that stage. And not only did they put it together to be on that stage, which we all saw a fantastic musical number, and Tommy was on that stage, but these guys were on that trip. And it's just about that commitment. You talk about what's your why. Your why needs to be about something that propels you. It is okay to want to be on this trip and make that about your why. We know that our mission is to help people achieve their goals to lead healthy, fulfilling lives, but that doesn't have to be your why. Your why has to drive you. Your why needs to be something with a fixed period of time, with what you're willing to do, what are you willing to sacrifice, and what are you willing to give in exchange for achieving that why. Lindsay, I've seen your dream board. I think it's fantastic. I have my own, all my little things on it, my chateau. Just kidding. But I do have things I want for my family, things I want about the relationships within my family, friendships, what I want for the business, and what I want for the business is bigger than I have ever expressed to any of you. It's my private why, but it is big. It is significant. And you guys are along for the ride. The people that support me in achieving my why are the people who are going to get rewarded for it, and I do remember who's there helping me get there. So that's Shakeology. How dare I? So you're wondering what's the deal with this cracker roll thing? You tasted it, and it was kind of good. Maybe a little aftertaste. I don't know. I thought it was good. I thought Shakeology was good, and but as you know, it's been delayed, and it's delayed because as we go through the testing process, we look at how the thing ages, and we make sure that what comes out. So if somebody keeps it for 90 days or 6 months, it's got to have a shelf life. If it doesn't retain its healthy properties, if it doesn't retain what we're selling in the bag long enough to be able to be exactly what we represent, we're not going to bring it to market. So we have been working on it. Aaron, Isabel, Dr. Bill, Carolina, Nancy, they are working on refining this flavor so that it is everything that we expect Shakeology to be. I will tell you now that we believe that the final formulation is in what we call, what is the test called? It's in some final test, I always forget what it's called. Stability testing, thank you. I always want to say sustainability, but okay, anyway, stability testing. Our goal, our hope, is that it is ready to go in a bag for sale by the next Super Saturday in January, but again, it's got to pass the ingredients and a different flavor. There's enough things, it's like a Rubik's Cube, right? You move that one thing and then all the colors change. That's the way this shake is. It's very complex. And the tropical flavor is very complex to make it taste good enough. I will tell you, 3 weeks ago, every Sunday seems to be tasting day at my house. So Darren comes over, he brings all these bags of powder. It looks like he's a dealer. And we make all these cups, fill them up, and then we do these tastings. And the one that we settled on, I gotta tell you, is the best tasting Shakeology I have ever had. I had chocolate. I have chocolate every day. I've had it for the last 3.5 years, and I will replace the chocolate with this. Oh, and there's another reason that I'll do that. When it comes out, this flavor will be vegan. People wanted a vegan flavor from us. Actually, Isabel and Darren wanted it to be vegan from the very start, but it was not easy for us to achieve vegan, again, with the protein component that we wanted for our fitness people, and the flavor component, and what they call mouthfeel, which kind of sounds funny to say in public. But we have achieved it, and it's actually better than what you tasted. What you tasted at Summit was a whey protein isolate version, and we have come up with a vegan version that blows everything else I've ever tasted away, and you're going to love it. So thank you for your patience. So when we deliver, I promise you, we deliver what we promise, and that's what it's about. That's what Beachbody's about, and that's why I think it's a great company to be a part of, because I never want you to be representing something that could ever come around and bite you in the ass and embarrass you. I never want you to be like, ooh, I hope they really mean it. I always want you to feel confident that what we know, you know. And what we say, you know, can be trusted. That's what we want to be about. That doesn't mean that we won't have surprises. That doesn't mean that there won't be technology glitches, things happen. It doesn't mean that we're going to be perfect. But it does mean that every representation we make to you, we do our best to live up to that representation. When we talk about health, we deliver health. When we talk about working on things to improve this opportunity for you, we're working on this thing to improve this opportunity for you. When we say we want to help people achieve their goals to lead healthy, fulfilling lives, that's because we mean it and we stand by it. And just like Jeff said, when we have a problem, it always goes back to the mission. I'm not worried about what the other guy's doing. I'm not worried about the other guy's comp plan. What I'm worried about is, are we performing as best as possible so we're keeping the promise, so that we're living up to the faith that you have put in us. So let me ask you, do you want to succeed?
Yes!
Are you willing to lead in a way that supports the Beachbody mission?
Yes.
I mean, I'm talking about leading as people who truly believe it's time for somebody to be available to people. Who's the one person in your community that can be counted on to give them health and fitness advice and support that is straight? That's what it's about. It's about when you give advice on what it takes to lose weight, and what it takes to get in shape, and what it takes to make money in a way that is not icky, then you live up to it. You're the one in your communities that does that, and you should be proud of that. And you should not take that lightly. You should not take that lightly in, oh, let me just dabble over here. And your downline should not take that lightly. What I'm saying here is not me just talking to you. That bucket brigade thing is for real. That bucket brigade things mean what I'm saying here, I need you guys to articulate to your downlines. You're the leaders. You're the ones that have to remind them how important this is, how important their focus is, how important it is that they not let some people come in and trash something that is really, truly, deeply trying to help people get healthy and fit and enjoy their lives. These other companies are not going to put out products like Tai Chang that are going to help your parents, that are going to help you rehab. These other companies are not coming out with products that are this healthy, vegan, this quality. Look, if it's going to come down to, I need my shake to be $1 versus $4 or versus $3, that person is not making a health decision for themselves. I'm totally okay with people losing weight. I'm totally okay with the vanity behind that. Look, man, I work hard on my vanity. It's okay. But I'm not willing to trade my health for it. That's the point. That's what this mission is about. That's what gives us integrity in this business. So you are leaders. I'm asking you to stay leaders, and I'm asking you to lead the way by telling your downline, this is what it's about, and we need to stop fooling around, and we need to stop taking our eye off the ball, and we need to stay with it, stay the course, let's help a lot of people, and you deserve to be rewarded for it. Thank you very much.